4.3 and this will be 9x. So we got 9x is equal to 4.3, which can be written as 43 upon 10. And when 9 will be taken on the opposite side, it will become x is equal to 43 upon 9 into 10 will become 90. So your desired number is 43 upon 90, which is actually the value of 0.47 bar, right? In this way you can complete. Here we will be finding out irrational numbers between 5 upon 7 and 9 upon 11. So first thing is to divide 5 by 7. Please look here. As 5 is not divisible, so we'll make it 50. Okay, and in the question I'll write 0 point, right? 7 sevens are 49. 1 is left out. Again 7 ones are 7. This is simple division. You people know the division method, right? Okay, 3 is left out, which will become 30. Now we will be writing 7 fours are 28. 2 is left out. 7 twos are 14. 6 is left out, will become 60. Now it will be 7 eights are 56. Again 4 is left out, which will become 0, and now 40. 7 fives are 35, and again the same dividend is repeated, right? So actually this number 5 upon 7 I will write. 5 upon 7 is 0.714285, the whole bar, means same string will be repeated. Let us do same thing for 5 upon 11. When 5 is divided by 11, we'll get 0 point, here it will be 90, 0.11 eights are 88, 2 is left out, 20, 11 ones are 11, 9 is left out. As we are getting here the same dividend, we will stop the division and I'll write down 9 upon 11 is equal to 0.81, the whole bar. So all the numbers between these two numbers will be irrational. Which kind of numbers? I'll explain you. For example, if I am writing the first number as 0.72, 722, 7222 and so on. So can you see that 7272 is not repeated, same string is not repeated. Same way you can also write 0.731, 7312, 73123 and so on. Same way 0.740, 7400, 74000 and so on. In this way you will get infinite numbers. You can write 791, 7912, 79123 and so on. Okay, so these are the irrational numbers between two rational numbers, 5 upon 7 and 9 upon 7. So what is the actual method is, you need to first find out the decimal form of rational numbers and then find out the irrational numbers. Same way we have one more question to find out what will be the decimal expansion of 1 upon 7. Our next question is to visualize 3.765 on a number line using successive magnification. I have already drawn a number line 2 to 3 times. It is up to you how many you require, with 10 divisions on it. Now this number 3.765 comes between 3 and 4. So we will be writing in this way. This is 3.0, then 3.1, 3.2 till 0.4. So you can see I have written the numbers. Now this 3.765, it lies between 3.7 and 3.8. So again I have made 10 divisions. So we will start with 3.70 here. So this is the first point, that is 3.70, right, till the last point 3.80. So this is your 3.80. In between I will write 3.71, 72 and 73 so on. So I have written all the numbers. Now we are going to bring the next number 765, right? So you can see this is 3.76. So 765 will lie between 3.76 and 3.77. So again we will highlight these two numbers here. So my first point will be 3.760 and the second point will be 3.770, and in between I'll get the desired number. So let me write down. Yes, so I have written in the proper way, in a proper order. You can see here we have got 3.761. So this is the required point. Okay, so it lies between 3.760 and 3.770. Further, suppose we have only 3 digit after decimal, but if you have 3.7652, so you can do further successive magnification. Okay, now we are going to draw root 9.3 on a number line. The very first thing is draw ray AX. So first of all, with the help of scale, you can draw anywhere ray AX. Okay, on this ray AX, take a point Q such that AQ should be equal to 9.3. So I have taken Q over here such that measure of AQ is 9.3, because we are going to draw root 9.3. One more thing, take one more point R from Q such that QR should be equal to 1 centimeter. So we have taken Q to R, which is equal to 1 centimeter. Now draw perpendicular bisector of AR. So that means we will be drawing midpoint of AR. All of you have learnt in your previous classes how to draw perpendicular bisector. So this is the way. I am taking R as a center and radius exactly more than half of AR, right? So I have got, yes, the proper mark. So this is, suppose, point O, which is the center. From this point O, taking O as a center and OA as a radius, construct an arc. So let me construct an arc. So this is a semicircle arc, right? So we have got a semicircle. Now we need to draw a perpendicular from Q. So that will be QX, right? So we will be drawing QS, which should be perpendicular to AX, right? So how to draw that perpendicular, that also you can see. Same way, you can take any proper distance from Q, draw two arcs, and with any appropriate radius, again draw a bisector. So you will be getting a perpendicular from Q, which is intersecting the arc at point S, right? So this QS is equal to root 9.3. What is QS? It is equal to root 9.3. Okay, so we will write the steps now. So this is what we have done. First, draw ray AX. Take a point Q on ray AX such that AQ is 9.3. From Q, we are taking a point R in the direction of X such that QR is 1 centimeter. Then we have drawn a perpendicular bisector of AR, which is intersecting it at point O. Taking O as a center, OA as a radius, we have constructed a semicircle. Then draw QS perpendicular to AX, which intersects the semicircle at point S. Now lastly, this is line segment QS of length root 9.3. Now suppose if I want the same line segment on a number line, right? So you have to take Q as a center and QS as radius. Okay, so this is the way you are going to adjust and obtain a point with that measurement. I am getting a new point T, right? So we got Q to T, right? This measure is equal to root 9.3. So this I have mentioned in my last step. Taking Q as a center and QS as a radius, draw an arc, cutting AX at T, and so QT is equal to QS, which is equal to root 9.3. Classification of rational as well as irrational numbers. We will learn certain examples. For example, 2 minus root 5. Now as root 5 is an irrational, so this 2 minus root 5 will be an irrational number, right? Same way, we have one more example, 3 plus root 3, root 23 minus root 23. Now when we solve this number, this root 23, as it is in positive sign also as well as negative, so root 23 will be cancelled and we will get only 3, which will be a rational number, right? Same way, let us find out what is 2 upon 2 root 7 upon 7 root 7. So here root 7 and root 7 will be cancelled out, and so we will get just 2 upon 7, which is also a rational number. If we find out 1 upon root 2, so first of all, for 1 upon root 2 we need to rationalize the denominator. So we will multiply and divide by root 2. So this will become root 2 upon 2. But still we are getting numerator as irrational number. And so the number itself is irrational number. Right? If we consider one more example, 2 pi. Right? Pi itself is irrational number. So the value of 2 pi is also irrational. Okay? So this is the way we are going to find out whether the numbers are rational or irrational. Now this is very easy topic. Rationalize the denominators. If we have a simple number, for example 1 upon root 7. So what we will do, we will multiply and divide by its rationalizing factor. So the value of rationalizing factor of root 7 is root 7. Multiply and divide by the same term. So we will get in the numerator root 7 into 1 is root 7, and denominator root 7 into root 7, which is 7. So this is your answer, right? Same way, number 2, this was number 1. If you have 1 upon root 7 minus root 6, so in the denominator you are having the term of a minus b form. So its rationalizing factor will be a plus b. That means we have to divide and multiply by root 7 plus root 6, right? So the numerator when multiplied by 1, it will be same, root 7 plus root 6. Denominator will be a minus b into a plus b. So this will become root 7 the whole square minus root 6 the whole square, which is 7 minus 6. So root 7 plus root 6 whole divided by 7 minus 6. And so your answer is root 7 plus root 6 by 1, that is itself. Okay. So this is after rationalizing the denominator, whatever term we are getting. Same way we can obtain the rationalizing factors of others also. One more example we shall take. This is 1 divided by root 7 minus 2. Here 2 is not irrational, while 7 is irrational because it is presented with root. So multiply and divide by root 7 plus 2, right? So we will be getting in the numerator root 7 plus 2, and denominator a minus b into a plus b will become root 7 the whole square minus 2 the whole square. So this will be root 7 plus 2. Root 7 the whole square will become 7 minus 2 the whole square will become 4. So 7 minus 4 will become 3. So this is your answer. Let us find out what is 64 raised to 1 upon 2. 64 is 2 raised to 6, the whole raised to 1 upon 2. So by the laws of powers, we can write 2 raised to 6 into 1 upon 2, which is equal to 2 raised to 3, which is equal to 8. Same way 125 raised to 1 upon 3 can be written as 5 raised to 3, the whole raised to 1 upon 3, which is 5 raised to 3 into 1 upon 3. So power of power will be multiplied, and so the answer is 5 raised to 1, which is equal to 5. Similarly, 9 raised to 3 upon 2. 9 we can write as 3 into 3, or directly I can write 3 raised to 2. The whole raised to 3 upon 2. The power of power will be multiplied. So 3 raised to 2 into 3 upon 2. 2 will get cancelled, and so the answer is 3 raised to 3, which is equal to 27. Same with 32 raised to 2 upon 5. 32 is actually 2 raised to 5, the whole raised to 2 upon 5. So we can write 2 raised to 5 into 2 upon 5. 5 will be cancelled. So the final answer will be 2 raised to 2, which is equal to 4. It is also possible we may have negative power. For example, 125 raised to minus 1 upon 3. Now 125 is actually 5 raised to 3. So 5 raised to 3, the whole raised to minus 1 upon 3 will be 5 raised to 3 into minus 1 upon 3. 3 upon 3 will get cancelled. The answer is 5 raised to minus 1, which can be written as 1 upon 5. So this is the way we can simplify the sums. We may have few more simplification in this way. For example, 2 raised to 2 upon 3 into 2 raised to 1 upon 5. As we have the same number, so when it is multiplication, the powers will be added. So we will write 2 raised to 2 upon 3 plus 1 upon 3, 1 upon 5, sorry. Taking LCM, 2 raised to 10 plus 3, the whole upon 15, which is 2 raised to 13 upon 15. Same way, let us do one more. 11 raised to 1 upon 2 divided by 11 raised to 1 upon 4. When you have division, the powers will be subtracted. So it will be 11 raised to 1 upon 2 minus 1 upon 4. Again, by taking LCM, we will be getting 11 raised to 2 minus 1 whole by 4. The answer is 11 raised to 1 upon 4. Let us do one more sum. 7 raised to 1 upon 2 into 8 raised to 1 upon 2. So these are all the identities whenever you have same power. So we can write 7 into 8, the whole raised to 1 upon 2. And so your answer is 56 raised to 1 upon 2. Right?